True.
It's like Billy. Is Billy saved? It's like, you always get these questions like, what is wrong with Billy? It's like sometimes players just play worse. It's like, Don pointed out to me that these guys are like not playing any solo queue, like the Korean ladder, their solo queue accounts are empty, and that's also like a big indicator.
Okay.
But I have to say today, if you want to look for any like signs of life, any hints of life, I do think that in terms of changing one player, the psychological impact that can have on a team can extend far beyond just the jungle role. Like we saw that with even the insertion of like fucking Wei last split, or we even saw it where when I benched my boy Gilius, and we brought in Kikis. It wasn't necessarily that Kikis was so much better. It was just kind of changed the environment and kind of allowed everybody to reinvent themselves in a way, because sometimes when you start over for real, you can kind of reimagine the concepts and loop another person into them, so they kind of become reincarnated in a way. Because when you try to solve problems for so long, the structure of how you're playing becomes so wonky because the foundation of it isn't kind of real anymore. Because usually what happens in teams that are underperforming is that players forget what their purpose and their job is, and they try to overcorrect. And then energies are kind of pushed in different directions in terms of what the problem is, because everyone has a vision of how they can be the solution, when in some cases you just need to kind of wait. And when you have a new player coming in, you have that kind of fresh wind of air. You see, he has a version of his game, and now I can think about my own concepts again. I have to re-explain them, and just that dynamic change can go super, super long. But it's only one series. Based on what we saw today, I do think that we saw glimpses of like Knight playing good again. I think his Akali performance was pretty damn solid. I think that Bin as well. Like the weird thing for me about Billy, I think the most painful part, I think they're just waiting for Spirit Blossom to land. Because right now, in terms of what the top lane meta is, I feel like G2 is also having that same issue in terms of what the solo lane meta is. It's probably like the worst case scenario for somebody like Bin and Knight. So if you think about the most broken top laners right now, it's Ambessa. I don't think Bin looks too good on that. It's Jace. Has never been like Bin's go-to. And of course, Rumble as well. Rumble is always like the opening game. And I'm very skeptical always when I see Bin on Rumble. But then when it kind of trickles down beyond that, where there's like Renekton, Gwen, you see the same old Bin, no problem. Same thing for Knight. It's like in mid lane right now, it's like Azir, Talia, and then you have Yone, and of course Victor. These are not champions that you associate Knight with. You want him to be more dynamic. You want him to be able to slam an Ahri if it's open blind. And I feel like G2 have the same issue. It's kind of a parallel there, because it's like fucking BB as well. Doesn't fucking play any of these OP top laners. Doesn't want to play Gwen. Doesn't want to play Ambessa. Doesn't want to play Jace. Does it on occasion, but it seems like we see all those signals towards the meta not working for Billy solo lanes in particular. And I think now when the Spirit Blossom patch will land and everything becomes like a bot lane centric fight to death, I feel like that's where Billy look good. It's like whenever they have these Ezreal Karma matchups, Kalista matchups, I do see like signs of vintage Billy in terms of like setting up the dives and controlling the game. Just as we saw in that game 2 where they just win like 27-2 kills, completely annihilate Weibo Gaming. So I think if the Spirit Blossom patch should be Billy's savior, because hopefully some of these OP champions get phased out and everything becomes more streamlined in, of course, playing around bottom side, because still you can see clearly the strengths of these players when they are playing the right champions in the right conditions. And I think they just need to find that again, because, as we know, Knight is Azir, Knight Yone, these are like meme champs for him.
By the way, I think you've framed it well there. This isn't about, is Beishwan better than Wei? By the way, as an overall jungler, probably not. I mean, their careers reflect it. I even think if you look at the style of play, like Wei's a way more controlled player. Beishwan's sort of like what people think of as the old meme of the LPL jungler. It's just a really aggressive jungler that just plays 24/7 for the lane, seemingly. But actually, that I do think, Yamato, one, I'm with you. When things have been going as badly as they have, and by the way, they have been going badly. Like, they've had so many series they should have won, and that on paper they should have won easily. And then even when they win, mate, it's sometimes hard work on some of these fucking games. They'll have the odd game where they blow someone out the water, but then they'll have those games where it's like, why are you stuck in like a fucking 40-minute match with this shitter team that's not going to do anything? So if you have to make a change for the sake of a change, this is that. But also, to me, this is just a really cynical change in terms of like the stylistic difference. I can tell they just knew that the Wei styles it didn't work for them, mate. Like, this guy basically is like poor man's Jun. He's just going to go out there and go crazy. And also, what I love, Yamato, is if you know anything about Counter-Strike, this is so hilarious. Because they've done the Counter-Strike recruitment. One of the most famous ways you get signed to a better team in Counter-Strike, Yamato, is if you're an underdog type player or a smaller team, you go to like a qualifier or a LAN and you beat the bigger name team. And it's not that like that shows your skills and you get signed. The bigger name team just stupidly goes, wait a minute, he beat us. We should just sign him. Because if people don't know, this guy was on that Thunder Talk fucking team that actually beat BLG in the playoffs like last split. It was him and the fucking mid lane guy were the ones who did it basically. Like, it was ridiculous. So I think for real, it's like the BLG players just in their brain. Instead of just being like, yeah, actually we lost that, they were like, we should just have him. Like, can I have him? Like, okay. But of all, like I said, if you look at his profile, bearing in mind, if I think of their team, this is where actually, Yamato, I don't want a control type jungler if I've got this squad. If I've got demon solo laners, you know what? Maybe I do want fucking Chinese Malrang. You know what? Go for it, mates. Just fucking, whenever they tell you to come, fight. Just be aggressive. You've got the best solo laner to follow you up. Like, I actually think low key, I don't think it'll be a massive upgrade, but I think for the team, I think it's actually a good movement. I didn't hate it when I saw it. I know people would see the name and meme because he's in bad teams, but I don't, for what it might actually do for BLG, I don't hate the movement. I don't hate it.
I think like on a mechanical level, base one definitely performs better. Like Wei, I don't know how he manages the pressure. Like I don't know what was going on. Like I can only imagine like in terms of how everything is managed internally and also externally. Like that basically the implication was that, oh, we wanted Shun and we stuck with Chu. Because it's like, there were moments where Wei was like, oh, this was a solid game from Wei. But then you have moments where he just fucking solo loses like the whole game, whether he overextends with Vi, did the same shit with Scanner. It's like already having a player that doesn't feel that fucking pressured to make something happen and do things, I think also just goes a long way. It just seems to be too much baggage in that dynamic. So I'm happy that they pulled the trigger and kind of moved from it. But it also brings me back.
Question for you, though. I have a bigger question for you, which is this: surely, as a coach, I can get fucking something off you on this angle, bro. Think about this. So the order is they let the coaches replace the jungler, and before they even finish one series, you're fired. Like, surely I at least get to test this new roster, because there's two details here, Yamato. One, it just seems weird to let the coaches have some say in replacing them and then fire them. And then two, I also do think this is one thing I don't get, Yamato. Who's coming in to coach then? Because what I don't get is, unless the coach is like literally inhibiting the team, as in, you know, they're having like a massive argument with someone, or people just like, I'll give you the obvious extenuating circumstances. If like I'm the owner and privately Ben and Knight came to me and were like, I literally can't play for this guy, he's ruining my game. Beyond something extreme like that, I also hate firings like this midway through, because it's like, you may as well just ride him till the end of MSI or something. Fucked it. You know, see how he does in the playoffs, see if he goes to MSI, then fire him if you need to. But like doing it in the middle of the split, I think it's just whack, bro. It's like, I think that just somewhat sabotages you. Like, maybe every now and then a team miraculously does it without a coach, but it doesn't seem likely you're going to win without a fucking head coach.
Well, they kept Big Wei, right? Who was their previous head coach. Like they I guess he is just going to be reinstated.
He's back again. Okay.
Like, we were great last year with you, so go back in. Like the Maokai hiring, like the EDG coaches, World's Winner 2021, like those two guys, Kenzu and fucking Maokai, they have gotten a lot of jobs on that fucking 2021 result, you know. And
the joke is, based on that result now, the rest of the LPL agrees with me. It was obviously Scout and Mako doing all the macro. Because you're right, those two guys won Worlds, bro, and they get zero respect. In fact, they're memes. You know that. They're just memes, aren't they? They are. It's true. As
like Maokai, you know, top esports, I guess it's just one of those things. I don't know if Billy is doing just, you know, the thing where they're like, oh, top esports were decent, let's get Maokai, and then like move without, like they basically, that analogy you did for Reginald about the guy with the fucking big cigar. Let's get that guy. And now they're just reinstating Big Wei, I guess. And I guess they're just lucky that they have someone in place. But I'm with you fully. Like, it has to be to the point where the coach is legit like destructive being in that room, you know. But at the same time, it's like I was benched, and and the reasoning was, you know, in my team was, we want to give more room for someone else to step up as a leader, and that can happen too sometimes. So I don't want to go too hard on Mr. Maokai.
Also, the other thing I hate about this move as well This is the thing I think is the most unfair in esports, particularly compared to normal sports. It's like, bro, it's very rare in normal sports. They take like big name players and like bench them and just make you sit on the bench doing nothing. Like what I hate is now if you're Way, you're in the Gumayushi Smash spot. It's like whoever doesn't get to play just doesn't get to play League of Legends this year. You're just sat watching. That's what I hate. I almost wish, even though I know this doesn't make sense, it'd be unfair to the rest of the league. I almost wish if you get benched like this, there's like a special clause where like you can be sold to another team for cheaper or something. Because if I'm Way now, it's like I just have to play in the LPL too, but now I'm just going to sit and not do anything. And at this point in time, if they keep winning Yamato, it's not about whether he's better than Beershot. He'll just get scapegoated as he was the reason they lost. That was already, by the way, the dangerous game he was playing coming into this year. So the other guy, like literally the other guy who was in my spot was like a fucking Reginald's hair from winning Worlds. And now I'm supposed to come back in. Well, at that point, I have to almost be able to win Worlds, don't I? Otherwise, I'm always going to look worse. So this is what you call in English the poison chalice, Yamato. Like, all he could have ever done was won everything or be blamed. Because you'd always, in your brain, you'll always be thinking of, but remember that Worlds run? You'll always be thinking that, what? Yeah. Because to be fair, like I always say, that is about the closest anyone's ever come to winning Worlds without winning it. It's fucking crazy how close they were, wasn't it?
Yeah. For sure. I don't envy Way. Apparently, like I read, or someone in my chat, I believe, like I think I read from like one of the LPL insiders on Twitter that just like post all the information. It's like basically they removed everything, like all the promotional material from Way, like all his jersey, all that jazz. Wow. They just nuked it, you know. They just, I think they put him.
Asian elite League of Legends orgs are like fucking Western female influencers. The second their boyfriend's gone, what do you mean? We were always at war with East Asia. I never had a boyfriend. Just instantly disappears from all the social media. Because you know when they do that thing, Yamato, where they're dating someone, there's all those lovely pictures and all. The second they break up, they just like remove all the pictures from their Instagram. It's like they just delete that guy from history, just retcon him out of history. What do you mean? I never had a boyfriend. Like that, as if like I've heard, by the way, technically people say for the Zeus one in T1, they claim something like it's because like it's about his likeness rights, so they can't have him on the website anymore. But it's a bit convenient, isn't it? Though, like the second these guys leave, you just delete them from history. They don't exist. Crazy idea. Just make a page called like alumni or something where you celebrate the great players who used to. I think that would be cool. But instead, we're all just being petty. So now Way just didn't exist. Brilliant. Except, well, the joke is we've got Way, but only big Way. We don't have normal Way. He's gone. Way, a different player entirely. Also, stop calling him fucking Way. What's that even mean? What's it even mean?
Thank God they didn't get Way, bro, because Way is also on a horrible career trajectory, getting fucking benched on LNG. As there's only one Way left, and that's Big Way.
And even that guy Wayward was shit. So everyone called Way is a fraud except this one guy. Yeah, exactly. Only Big Way. Only he lives up to it. Only his name deserves to be remain. Also, they should just have to have a fight, and then whoever wins gets to keep the name Way. Change it already. Well,
I imagine Big Way, just based off his name, that he wins. Like this weight class. But he doesn't look that big. I don't know why.
It's probably ironic, isn't it? Maybe they're doing that thing, to be fair, because this is like a silly like British culture thing. In Britain, people will do weird things, mate, where they're like, it's called Johnny Two Hats. Like, why? Because he never wears a hat. Like, that'll be like the gag. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like weird, like, don't quite make sense. Yeah, exactly. People just do like a weird, like I can't, it's not even ironic. It's just like a weird, well, I guess it is a bit ironic. It's just like a weird fucking way to have like an angle on someone. I'm with you. Those are shit names anyway. I have a bigger question though about BLG, which is this. I've been asking this every 2 weeks till the split ends. Can they actually win the split? And part of the reason I'm asking you, normally it's just to see your opinion. I actually just ask myself this question every time I watch them play. Because like I say, there's moments where I really do go, they're back. They've still got it. They can still do this. Like there's some games, Night as it's just a demon. I'm like, this, they could beat anyone. But then, like I say, it's always in the same series. I watch the other game. I'm like, what am I doing? This fucking, get out of my face. It's a waste of my time. So where are you at on BLG?
Because it's like, to reframe the question, is the question, can Billy beat anyone's legend and top esports at the end of the season? And honestly, I think with Spirit Blossom, I can see it, bro. I can easily picture it, man. Bro, with the grub changes, no more swaps, no more macro, just fucking beautiful fucking laning, you know, all the way to 8 minutes. I do think this could be a very, very good thing for Billy. I think the main thing for top esports, what makes him so different this year, is that I think that Crisp is like a very, very good laner. And I think the pairing Crisp Jackie Love is going to make things a little bit competitive. But I can definitely see a world where it happens. I think it's unlikely because of how the bracket will play out and their position in it, and knowing that top East was anyone's legend is going to be most likely the ones that get a buy all to top 4. But if Billy make it to that top 4, bro, it means that they have defeated the teams along the way. It's like going through that gauntlet run, I think is such a big benefit for most of these teams. Weibo is known for making that run. Billy, Bin himself made that run. Billy in the past, but when Tabe joined in that playoff run where they qualified to, of course, MSI that one spring. It's like that gauntlet run can be very, very nutritious and healthy. And I think on the other side, like a team like Anyone's Legend, this is the type of team that you want to get all those repetitions under the belt when it comes to the BO5s and building that experience. So maybe... To quote Thorin Three Finger, he, maybe it's a poison chalice to be in the fucking top 2, because you skip all these BO5s. So I can see the copy mango for Billy. I can see it with the Spirit Blossom, bro.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.